Hey guys, today's video is how to respond to veterans. Um, Happened to me at my restaurant the other night. I was hosting at my restaurant and this older gentleman was behind me come in, and I had my back to the wall because I was keeping track of my host list. And right away he started getting kind of aggressive with me, which sometimes older military guys will do that. Rather than being rude and disrespectful to him, which I felt he was being a little rude to me, a little bit, confrontational. I don't know if he had a bad day or what. But rather than me getting upset with him, I just responded with respect, because I feel like that's what that older guy deserves. I mean, this is a guy that's probably literally 80 years old, probably 80 years old. He was upset because I hadn't turned around and looked at his wife while I was hosting. And again, I was just looking at my chart trying to find him a good seat. So I wasn't trying to be disrespectful or anything. So when he called me out for not looking at his wife, and rather than getting angry, rather than getting belligerent with him, I just turned around and I looked at his wife and I was kind to her. I gave her the smile, the de-escalating smile. How did I respond to the man, the U.S. veteran? He was actually a Vietnam veteran. I just thanked him for his service. He wanted to immediately tell me about how he had led 8 guys into combat in Vietnam. I actually thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, wow, that's really cool, man, that, you led those 8 people into battle and stuff. Because in that moment, I had a choice. I could respond in anger and respond rudely, because when he came in, he was, that old drill sergeant type. He was, again, like I said, like an 80-year-old Vietnam veteran or something, 70, 80. He was a little disrespectful to me when he first walked in, demanding I'm looking at his wife. He doesn't know what kind of day I had. I was actually having a really bad fucking day when he came in the door. I was already in a bad fucking mood. But rather than lashing out at him in disrespect, lashing out at the wife in disrespect, I just chose to do what I feel is the right thing, which is to just respond to veterans with respect. I mean, these are the same guys that would have given their life for you in battle, given their life for your loved ones. Like, I wasn't around really during the Vietnam War. I think I don't even know if I was born yet, because I don't know the exact year that started. But the least I can do is be thankful for that gentleman was willing to lay down his life for the American people, willing to help the Vietnam people that may have gotten hurt if he hadn't, taking care of their villages with the quote unquote people that were, bad in that village, whatever. I don't know the full story, but basically my whole point to this video is, one, not only will it de-escalate the veteran by being respectful, but it's also the right thing to do, is to just be respectful. I just looked right at the old man and I said, thank you for your service. And wow, that's really cool. You led 8 guys into battle in Vietnam. That's really cool. Because a lot of times these older guys are just alone at their house all day, so they're really not getting a lot of attention. Maybe he wants to get a little attention for his good deeds in life. He led 8 guys into battle in Vietnam. Maybe he wants to have a young man like me say, wow, that's cool, mister. He wants to be validated that maybe what he did in his life meant something, right? And so that's me validating him. Gee, sir, thank you for your service. Thank you for being a military veteran. I ended up getting him a seat. I brought him to a seat. And actually, I had to move his walker out of the way because I was trying to get a table. And he called me out on that. Another chance to get mad. Rather than getting mad, I just responded with kindness, and I just, pushed his walker where he wanted it. So when you're dealing with veterans, remember those 2 things, guys. If you have a veteran that's upset, like in this case, when he first walked in, he was upset. I hadn't looked at his wife, which I probably should have. I just had my back turned to the door because I was trying to find good tables with my chart, right? But I had a choice there: respond in anger, respond in disrespect, or respond with a respectful answer to him. And that's what I did, guys. That can de-escalate a situation. This is going to be really helpful to officers out there. Why don't you guys be respectful to veterans when you pull them over? Don't start it confrontational, knowing that most of these men have PTSD. I guarantee that old guy that came into my restaurant, guarantee he has PTSD. So what can happen what can happen to guys that want to be assholes, want to be belligerent? How do I know he doesn't have a fucking Glock in his back pocket? You know what I mean? And he's already 80 years old, so he don't give a fuck anyway, right? So basically, when you're escalating these situations by being rude to these older veterans, by being disrespectful to these old veterans, you don't know where they're at mentally. I've actually seen a Vietnam veteran with my own eyes get out of a vehicle and kill an officer. Deputy Kyle Dillinger was killed in the line of duty by a Vietnam veteran. Because he wasn't using that respectful voice tone. He was triggering the veterans' PTSD by being confrontational. You can't be confrontational with combat veterans. They want to do the right thing, but when you're triggering their PTSD, they may do something that they don't want to do because they're having that PTSD trigger, right? So that's why all the time you want to just respond to these veterans with respect. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you for what you did for the country. Thank you for what you did for the Vietnam people, helping them out. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, you can subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, God bless y'all. Thank you for your service. If you're a veteran watching this, thank you for everything you've done for this country. And I hope you guys have a great one.